Good afternoon and welcome to AROPS Transylvania Software Q3 2025 results call. My name is Zuzanna Kurek and I am Investor Relations Officer at AROPS Transylvania Software, and I will moderate today's call. Before we begin, I would like to mention that this call is being recorded and that the recording of this call will be uploaded on AROPS website tomorrow, the latest. As stated in the call invite, by joining the video conference, you automatically and implicitly consent to being recorded. If you do not consent to being recorded, please leave this call. Firstly, I would like to introduce the management that is here with me today and will present the results. I am joined today by Wojciech Bran, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board of Directors, Ovidiu Bojan, Executive Director, Software Products, as well as Bogdan Ciungradi, Chief Financial Officer. In terms of organizational aspects, we will follow a standard call setup, which means the management will deliver a presentation outlining the results for the first 9 months of 2025, and later we'll host a Q&A session. Please note that all the participants are put on mute. If you would like to ask a question, please type it in the chat box. Feel free to do so during the call and we'll answer all the questions in chronological order as soon as the presentation of the management concludes. Last but not least, as always, I would like to mention that we might be making forward-looking statements during today's calls regarding the future performance of AROPS and that actual results may differ materially. We encourage you to review the disclaimer that we have included in the presentation, which is now available on your screen. This disclaimer applies equally to all the statements made in today's call. We are now done with the introductory part, so we can kick off the call. I will now pass the floor to Wojciech Bran, who will share some insights about AROPS' performance in the first 9 months of 2025. Wojciech, please.
Yes, hello everyone. Great to be in this conference to present some results. The results in the first 9 months confirm AROPS' return to solid growth trajectory, making the strongest financial performance in the past 2 years. The evolution reflects, as mentioned, a balanced contribution of all the 3 business segments and positive impact of the acquisition completed in the last years. And all that strengthened the group structure and capabilities. In the 9 months, AROPS recorded a turnover of 328 million RON, up to 7% compared with the 9 months of 2024. In EBITDA increased, as you see, to 50 million, plus 15% versus 9 months of 2024. And also the net profit increased to 19 million, plus 17% compared with the 9 months 2024. All the growth, EBITDA and net profit, were achieved in a competitive environment with higher cost, highlighting improvement in the group operational efficiency. So in Q3, I would like to report the group best quarter in the last 2 years in both EBITDA and net profit. So that's a good sign for all of us and the group performance. EBITDA reached 19 million, up 35% compared with Q2 2025 and 30% above Q3 2024. That was supported by cost optimization, efficiency, and quarterly revenue growth of approximately 18%. Gross margin also increased to 29% in Q3 2025, the highest level in the past 2 years, in both absolute and percentage term, reflecting more efficient structure and balanced contribution across business lines. Talking about M&A, we used the money provided by the investors when we did the capital increase. So we can report now 3 signed M&A transactions. One was SVT in March 2025. And the acquisition was a company specialized in tachograph data management and logistics software. Transaction strengthened AROPS' software product portfolio for transport and logistics and expand the group presence in Europe. Being more in the product area, I would like also to introduce a video that will explain probably more about what was behind the transaction and what and where are the synergies with this transaction. In June 2025, we completed the acquisition of 70% of Codingscape, the US-based technology company with over 70 specialists. That marks Arop's entry into the North American market, but on a different league, I would say, providing access to high margin, innovative driven ecosystem and new partnership with major global clients. I would underline here a few later on. In November 2025, we signed Jess Engineering and we acquired 65% stake, a CBU-based company specialized in validation, safety, and testing in automotive industry. And that acquisition enhanced Arop's engineering capability across mobility, autonomous system, and embedded technology, with a component that was missing on our side, especially the area of in-vehicle testing. And the financial result of Jess Engineering will be consolidated only after completing the transaction. So that was not consolidated into the group. I would go on various segments, and here I would like to mention software services. In 9 months 2025, we continue investment and focus on emerging technology. And I would mention AI. It's one of the strongest area of growth, cybersecurity and big data. Plus, we have the focus continually on automotive engineering and embedded system, one of the area where we have a very strong presence, and that was the driver of growth in the previous year. M&A subsidiary recorded also a 30% decrease in turnover, driven primarily by contribution of Arop's engineering group, Infobest, and Codingscape. Acquired company contributed to 61% of the total software services turnover. That will give you the indication that Arop's accelerated growth strategy through M&A demonstrate an important pillar in the software services, plus that demonstrate operation integration at the group level. Arop's and Codingscape already delivered joint project in the first 3 months after the acquisition, ensuring a solid presence in North America through a team of 70+ specialists, supported by more than 1,000 experts across Europe, Romania included, that provide end-to-end enterprise solution for US major customers. We are working also on resume the merger process to integrate all the software segment with the objective to finalize this in the first half of 2026, and then we'll report maybe more data. I would like to pass the floor to Ovidiu for software product for 9 months in 2025.
Good evening, everybody. The business unit accounts for 22% of our group's revenue in 2025. The total turnover of software products grew on the first 6 months with 26% year-on-year. In 2025, CVT Electronics has been reflected in results only since May. The evolution of CVT Electronics and Track GPS were the main contributors of this segment performance, with good performance in Q3 2025. If I'm referring to CVT Electronics, I can say that they enhanced Arop's position, as mentioned before, as a recognized European provider of tachograph compliance solution. They are offering a complete ecosystem, hardware and scalable SAS platform with advanced compliance features also, as remote downloads for tachograph data, analytics, EU legislation, and reporting. On the other hand, track GPS performance in Q3 was within our budget, both for revenue and profitability. In this quarter, we continue our migration process from CDS, GPS, and Alarma platforms to our Track GPS platform with the target to have only one platform for all telematic services. We succeeded to add another 170 new customers and more than 1,500 licenses in Q3. And also we launch new solutions. FMS Eco Scoring, it's a new solution suitable for all transportation company, helping them to control the cost with their fleet and to increase the safety and security. And also it's a tool to train their drivers. Also, we integrated AI capabilities in Track GPS platform to some of our customers. We are in the test phase, and we are continuously working with them to improve and train our agents. We hope, I think from 2026, these AI features will be deployed for all our customers.
I would take over on the integrating system. In the first 9 months of 2025, that segment recorded a turnover of RON 32 million, supported by, especially on the ongoing project with National House of Public Pension that was signed at the end of 2024, and it's current under implementation. We remain actively involved in national digitalization program, participating in procurement process, but that is typically followed by different rhythm of the private sector with longer preparation, evaluation, and contracting cycle. As you know, this is a new vertical, actually already established about a few years ago, but it's a challenging area to work with government. Public sector digitalization, it's a strategic area that offers scale, visibility, and long-term potential. In this context, we'll continue to bring and to build the experience from major initiatives, including also that we've been shortlisted for the government cloud project, which confirm our capability to deliver large-scale digital infrastructure solution. So with all this, we conclude all the presentation of the three business lines and consist of AROP's core area. And I would like to go with Bogdan on consolidated financial result for 9 months and Q3 2025.
Good afternoon, everybody. 9 months consolidated results. The turnover increased 7%. It's fueled by the strong performance in the software product and integrated system segments. As already mentioned, the software products grew 26%, both organic and through the contribution of the newly acquired company. Integrated system also reached RON 32 million in revenues, driven by the services delivered to the National House of Public Pensions. Software services segment had a net decrease of 9%. This is having two different patterns. Is the slowdown on the automotive vertical, which is minus 50% compared with last year, and it's something that it was anticipated. But also it's the contribution of the newly acquired company on the software services side, is Codingscape. They came on the third quarter with a positive contribution, offsetting the decrease in the automotive. Looking at the turnover from the geographical distribution, we see that revenues from the US market reached 22%. They are increasing compared with previous period. Romania accounted for 32% in revenues, mainly on the software product side, and Europe, EU was around 40%. EBITDA reached the 50 million threshold, plus 15% compared with the 9 months last year. It's a combined result of our focus on the cost control and expense reduction, but also it's coming with the contribution on the software products growth, both organic and M&A, and also from the digitalization projects that we are implementing this year with the National House of Pension and with the Babeș-Bolyai University. Quarterly evolution, we had a great quarter. The third quarter of this year, it's the best in the last 2 years. Looking at all parameters, revenues reached 113 millions, gross margin 29%, EBITDA margin 17-19 millions in absolute value and 9 millions in net profit. It's the combination of all our efforts, cost control, M&A, and organic growth. Looking at the contribution of organic and M&A, we see that the companies acquired since we were listed in this year contributed with 148 millions in terms of revenues, and they had a 39 million growth year on year. This is coming from both the companies we acquired in previous years, but also for the full year contribution of Infobest Group and also the companies that joined the group this year. Software services, we see that the revenues generated by the companies we acquired are now 61%, so more than half of the total revenues on this segment are coming from the companies that joined the group in the last years. On the software services performance, I would like to underline the cost control that we had. So while the revenues decreased by 9%, also the personnel cost decreased by 9% and the overall cost by 7%. And we also see in this year revenues the contribution of the digitalization project with Babeș-Bolyai University, and one quarter, the third quarter, also we consolidate the results of Codingscape, our new US company. Software products reached 72 millions. They have both the contribution of the organic growth and the acquired companies. We have an improvement in the gross margin, which is now 53%, and the costs are growing at a lower pace than the revenues. Revenues grew by 26%, while the cost only by 21%. Integrated systems, yes, we have 32 millions in revenues. It's the seasonality, the size of the projects, which are much higher this year compared with last year. Sales and marketing expenses increased by 4 million in the first 9 months of 2025 compared with last year. The increase in the expense is coming from the investment in the Greenfield company we've done on the US market in order to strengthen our sales force, and also the impact on the cost side of the companies we acquired this year and last year. General and admin, they have a slight increase of 2 million, but this is coming from the acquisitions. So the company we acquired brought about 1.2 million. Also, we had the consultants costs related to the M&A transactions, which is another 1.2 million, and also the additional amortization of the customer relationship from the newly acquired companies. balance sheet, the balance sheet keep being strong, solid cash position over 200 million RON. There is a decrease compared with the end of last year of a net decrease of 53 millions. This is coming from the payments made for the acquisition. But at the operational level, we had a strong cash flow plus 53 million, a positive cash flow of 53 million this year. And the total assets increased by 4%, driven by the fixed assets brought by the companies we acquired.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This concludes the presentation of our results for the first 9 months of 2025. We will now open the floor for questions. If you would like to ask a question, please type it in the chat box. For the sake of those who will be rewatching the recording of the call, we will be reading out loud every single question and the management will address them one by one. To give you a little bit more time and so that we can move smoothly once we begin, we will give you 2 more minutes to type your questions. Thank you.
So how we go further? Will you read the questions?
No. Let's wait 1 more minute so we get
Okay.
all the questions. 1 more minute.
Great.
Okay, I think these are all the questions, so we can begin the Q&A. The first question is, I can see you are active in reaching for public contracts. Are you looking for European Union's contracts as well?
Yes, we are working on that area. We mostly work with consultants, with Big Four that are not related to the auditor team, in order to reach European contracts. But as soon as there will be anything signed, we'll inform the market.
Thank you. The next question, Arobs reported a relatively large related party transaction on 29th of October. What safeguards were put in place to ensure the transaction represented the best value for the company? Was its approval preceded by a binding opinion of the independent board audit committee? Are any other large related party transactions planned in the future?
Yes, so here it was a related party transaction from the company. So actually was the decision in the board was without my presence. So all the independent executive and non-executive team voted in the favor of the transaction. The transaction was part of independent audit, which we respected. And also there are not any other party planned transaction for the future. We needed to decide later on if should be part of dividends, part of scheme, but then we decide together with the consultation with the major investor that it should not be present as an extraordinary dividend in that transaction.
Thank you. The next question, when do you see a recovery in the automotive vertical?
As Bogdan mentioned, we included into the budget the automotive decrease. We don't know yet. I would like to emphasize that the market, automotive market in Europe is still under distress, and we don't know yet. We compensate, of course, some of the decrease in the automotive segment with the migration to embedded development or embedded for medical equipment and for some other areas, but not at the level to compensate the decline in the automotive demand for now.
Thank you. Are you working on any AI products?
Yes, we do continually work with a lot of AI products. Mostly we work with the internal team to deliver quick prototyping for our existing customers, but also for new customers. And in the product area, I would like to pass the floor to Ovidiu. Maybe he can explain a little bit more about what AI can bring to the table for the product solutions.
As I mentioned, we already integrated some of AI services in our platform, especially in customer support zone. So our customer will be able to get results, to get help on some issues of their fleet, or to get some directly reports from these AI agents. This, as I mentioned, will be available to all our customers in the platform in 2026 for all the countries and for all the services we are providing.
Thank you. The next point is, although the results for the first 9 months are positive in comparison with 9 months 2024, the net profit is pretty low compared with the budgeted figures for the end of 2025. I'm not sure if there is a question, but I don't know, Bogdan, if you'd like to give a little bit color on this.
Sure. I think the question was later.
Apologies. Yes, I see it. Will the budgeted figures for profitability be achieved?
Yes, we at the end of the first 9 months, we are in line with the budget in terms of operational profitability, both EBITDA and operating profit. What was hit at us in the first half of the year was the depreciation, the evolution of the Forex, is the exchange rates, mainly the USD evolution, which was quite unpredictable. And we are looking very close at the net financial gain or loss, if it will be in line with what we budgeted. But at the operational level, we do not expect any surprises now.
Thank you. Could you detail what was JES Engineering profitability last year and how the new company will be integrated in the group?
Actually, I don't have the exact figures, but the company profitability was in line or higher than AROPS for the period. So they will bring extra both top line and bottom line on the contribution. So how the new company will be integrated, we are in the process right now. Of course, there is no money involved for the time being, but we are in the process of aligning the operational sales and financial services, and that will come after the conclusion of the transaction.
Thank you. How do you see 2026?
We are now working on the budget for 2026, so we cannot make any statements until we will publish the budget.
Thank you. I see we have addressed all the questions from the chat. If there are no further questions, we can conclude this call. This is the last teleconference that's taking place in 2025. And next time we're going to hear each other is going to be next year in 2026, after we publish the preliminary financial results for 2025 at the end of February. The final financial calendar that will have the specific dates, together with the specific date for the teleconference, will be published in January 2026. I see we have one last closing question that I will read out. How can you attract more institutional investors? The pension funds buy each month stocks from BET Index.
Yes, I would mention here that we were in discussion with some other institutional investor for sure about entering in our structure to a capital increase. But for the time being, as you saw in the financial statement, we are pretty solid for the transaction that will come. Of course, if there are going to be any transaction in the future, we'll open the door for new financial investors. On the other side, we are evaluating closely. We are in the position 21st, I guess, or 20 or 21st, or sometimes 19 in the terms of liquidity and accession to the BET Index. So that will be, that's our next target. But of course, that depends on other criteria, like companies that enters to an IPO or any other, or liquidity index, and also free float, I guess, market cap, and so on. That with our brokers, we evaluate this on the monthly basis to see how we reach the level to the target. And I guess there is one more
question. Could you describe how you select your acquisition targets? What indicators do you look at? What multiples do you consider attractive?
Well, definitely, I would say like one of our board members, independent non-executive board member mentioned, for each euro that we invest in one company, we want to generate more. And as you saw, our strategy is to acquire majority stake in order to consolidate top line, mostly, and to generate more revenue, and also keep the shareholders and the executive team of the target companies involved in the operation. So we are looking for multiples, but we are looking mostly to the area where we can complement the existing, attract new customers, and also good and strong financial data, as well as we are looking for strong partners for the years to come. That's why we see the minority stake from the existing directors in those companies. As we see, Zuzana, we should conclude maybe the event later, or to leave more time, because there are more questions.
Yes, they keep coming. Why aren't they, meaning institutional investors, buying the shares on the open market? Why are they interested only in capital increase? You have a lot of cash on hand. Why not make buybacks if the price is low? I can take this question to provide you a little bit more color. Indeed, from our experience, you can see that institutional investors, especially larger ones, due to low liquidity overall on the Romanian market, this is not regarding Arrow specifically, but overall about Romanian capital market, they prefer to purchase shares in the share capital increase or in ABB in order to be able to build a position in a relatively short period of time without moving the price too much. Indeed, there are institutional, the part of buying the shares from the market that generally happens for investors who already have a position and in the company. And there are some additional allocations coming, especially in case of pension funds, once they get on a quarterly basis more cash to invest. And this is when sometimes we see some movement all over the Bucharest Stock Exchange on some issuers when we can see the money being pumped in. So this is not the company's preference to necessarily to raise capital, but there is this trade-off that if you want to attract institutional investors, in many cases, they are even requesting for that to be a share capital increase or for specific packages to be sold in the market. So yes, this about why aren't they buying shares in the open market? It's a liquidity issue that is quite the same for most of the entrepreneurial companies that are listed on the Bucharest Stock Exchange, also those included in the BET index.
And looking to the next question, you have a lot cash in hand. Why don't we make buybacks for the price that is low? For the time being, that was not addressed in the board. For the time being, especially because we wanted to use extensively the cash, including the one that was mentioned previously, the transaction at the end of October. So all the cash to be in the direction of acquisition. That was our statement about 1.5 years ago when we did a capital increase. So actually all the resources are going to grow through acquisition and greenfield in order to support the future position of the company for the years to come. That is not decided. It's not decided in one area or in the other. As soon as that will be decided, we'll let the market know. But I guess the buyback is mostly in the area of buying back shares and then cancel them or something like this in order to increase the value of the share. So it's not for other purposes.
Thank you. I now see we did answer all the questions, so I think now we can confidently conclude this teleconference. As I mentioned, next time we're gonna hear each other would be most probably early March after we publish the preliminary results for 2025. Thank you all for joining us today, and we wish you an excellent end of the day. Thank you.